Hi, it's Mike from Gear Diary, back to take a hands-on look at the Griffin Studio Dock. Now, as you can see, I've got it set up in a pretty basic configuration. I have a guitar over here. I have running the wonderful multi-track program Aria here. But more on that in its own review. Drum machine keyboard. Now, I have one of the inputs. I have a standard 1/4" jack hooked into the drum machine, hooked in through the iPad by way of the audio dock, the studio dock. And then I have my little MIDI controller here hooked in also into the studio dock. Now, in terms of outputs, I do have the output configured, so I have a cable here and just going out through a little amplifier. So if I play, you can hear it there. Now, if I just start a rhythm going, so I've got that going on the drum machine. Now, there's two ways I can control things. Whether or not you can really see it, I'm more or less peeking out the input. Now, this here is just a volume control for the output to the amplifier. So that does not change the signal going in. So let me turn that back up. A little bit much, but that's a good volume there, pretty loud. And now I can take this, which is a gain control, and back that down. And as I back that off, my input level drops. So I'm actually controlling the input. Now, when you're recording, this would be true on a standard slider. And let me go back over to here. You can see it on your standard slider as well, and it shows you your input gain. And the important thing there is you want to keep it, if you have it too low, then your signal and noise is going to be very good. And on the other hand, let me turn this back a little bit. I'm not sure if this will come through in the video, but as I start to hit the red, I start to clip and distort, and you really lose the clarity of the drum sound. And there it's really distorted. So that gives you two ways right on this studio dock to control things. So I can set this to a nice even level here. So now my recording level is set. My playback level is set separately. So I can also go back and stop this now. I've already recorded just a couple of tracks of audio on the guitar, so I can go ahead and just hit the playback here. Now, these two are, again, the important thing, I'm not really trying to show the software here, but much more so that the audio here is going out through the 30-pin connector, in through the studio dock, out through here and into my amplifier. So right now we're able to send these two channels out through here. The way that the studio dock works, which is very important, is it doesn't really care where things are coming from. Earlier on, I had my iRig for my guitar hooked in through the top. It didn't care. It handled that, put that through the output, as long as I have the audio jack hooked up on this side. Similarly, in just a minute I will switch over. In fact, when I do that while I'm talking, I can switch over to a different program. And I'll switch over to good old GarageBand. And then I'll hook up a keyboard, and you'll see that by using the MIDI, I will then be able to switch to a keyboard sound. So now I'm going to take a MIDI connector, and I'm going to take the MIDI input here, and then hook it up to the MIDI output over here. And as you can see, as soon as I have my connections all set, we have the piano playing through there. Again, now we're channeling this output MIDI signal through the studio dock in through GarageBand, which then converts it to audio. That audio is sent back through the 30-pin into the dock again, and then out through my amplifier. There's really not a lot else to talk about in terms of the studio dock. It is, first, I guess the one other thing I do want to talk about is, again, the quality. I just dropped my iPad in here, solid, it's firmly held in place. I've been moving things around here, and it really works very well holding it in place. Solid, robust design. So, bottom line, I see the studio dock immediately being useful for me trying to make some music in my own little kind of portable studio here. So it's an excellent, excellent piece of studio hardware. This is Mike from Gear Diary. You'll be able to take a look at the Griffin studio dock. Have a link to where to buy it. I believe the MSRP is $149, and I'm sure that there are some other links to buy it, but also through Griffin Technology directly.